Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 2013 Players' Championship. We're in Butlins in Minehead, and we have Brendan Dolan, who has just scraped through a first round cracking match against Wayne Jones. Congratulations, Brendan.
Thank you very much.
A bullseye finish, 5 legs or 1, 2, 6, and you ping the bullseye. A little bit of class there.
Well, a bit of class, a bit of desperation, whatever you want to phrase it like. But Wayne was sitting on 218s. It was either do or die, one of them situations, and paid off for me.
That shows. I mean, Wayne's on a double after 12 darts and doesn't get a shot at the double. I mean, that just shows the depth in the first round match. It's the depth in strength, really.
You know what? You have the best 32 performing dart players this year on the floor, and like in the PDC, that is class. You could pick another 32 players, which is absolutely brilliant, that haven't actually qualified for here.
Yeah.
You know, and that is the strength and depth of the PDC at the minute.
Yeah.
And it's the best place to play darts.
Yeah, because the last month has gone a little bit crazy, I think, for Brendan. 2 Pro Tour wins and a Dutch Masters final. Now, I watched that in streamed online against Kim Hybrecht.
Yeah.
That was a superb game, and I think people they know how good you are, but I think Brendan, you're one of those underrated players. I really do feel that. Do you feel that?
Well, possibly am. You know, I don't do any antics or anything to liven up. I just play darts, and sometimes it can be very boring watching me because I'm not the quickest player in the world. And for some reason, people get views and that he's good, but he's not that good, you know, kind of way. And probably lately, people's going, "Now he's doing really well. Now he is actually as good
he
as
can play.
He can play a bit of darts, and it's nice to get that feeling."
Yeah.
You know, I've always had the respect of my fellow pros from when I first started, and that's amazing. And that is a great thing to have. And it was the better I've done, the more confidence I've got from it.
Yeah, that's it. Because coming over obviously from Ireland, not too many top dart players from Ireland at the moment. Is that just the way things go?
I would say there's a lot of top dart players in Ireland. The only thing is, it's about having the finances
to
enter the tournaments and do the tour school. In a way, I've been trying for a right few years, and the way I have done it is whatever I've won, I've put back into darts.
Yeah.
And slowly, I have got a bit of momentum and come through. But to be honest, until the Grand Prix final in 2011, coming up to that year, I was giving it until Christmas, and then I was gone. You know,
really?
The money wasn't there, and,
No.
And I couldn't support myself. I had no major sponsors financially or anything like that, so I couldn't do it. And because of the run to the final, financially very rewarding, and it kept me secure for another 2 years.
Yeah.
And obviously, the fact that I got to the final, I got real confidence out of that, and things have gone on from strength to strength.
Yeah, you obviously top player anyway, but you seem to excel with the home crowd behind. Do you get a lift? Because I know if I was a dart player and you're in Dublin, you won't want to be playing Brendan Dolan in the first round, say, or you don't want to play him at all.
I think it definitely has come like that, and yes, Irish supporters is the best in the world. They do love their darts, and you know they like people successful, so you get the support for Phil Taylors and that. But when they have one of their own, and one of their own doing well, no one else has a chance. No one else has a chance, and it's brilliant. Like, and I'm getting the benefit of that now. I am doing quite well every time I go there, and it's brilliant for me. It's brilliant.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. And if we're talking about the Dublin, and of course the 2011 tournament, we got to mention the magical 9-dart checkout, but not just any 9-dart checkout. This is Dublin bullseye out. I mean, it doesn't get better than this, does it?
Obviously, for me, it was a dream. I didn't realise I was doing it. A dream shot at the time. You know, I was mad to win a leg. I knew it was a 9-darter, but I think it took me at least a month to 6 weeks to actually realise you're the only one ever to do it.
To do that.
And I just imagine, you know, a question of sport in
Yeah.
years to come.
Who's the only player?
And who's going to mention it? It's going to be my name, and I'm going, I'll
on,
always
yeah, I
be
wasn't
remembered. I wasn't bad in my day, you
No,
know.
no.
You know, and that's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to be the first to do that.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a dream to do it in Dublin as well.
Yeah, I mean, think of that double. I mean, there's so few chances for that to ever happen. You know, at the Grand Prix because of the double start. Do you enjoy the double start, or is it just it happened?
To be honest, I was when I first started on the PDC, doubles would have been my poor part of my game. I have to admit now, I would have to say it's one of the strongest part of my games. But the fact that double in, double out, it meant that I actually practiced a lot more in doubles.
Yeah.
And I was never a tops man. I was always a double 16 man.
Yeah.
And the fact that you couldn't do a 9-darter on double 16, so I decided I'd practice on tops, and I started to practice on tops. And you know, when I first played in 2005 in the Grand Prix, you know, there was this massive amount of money for a 9-darter. Like it was 150 grand for a 9-darter, and that swayed me to practice tops. Unfortunately, when I did it, that amount of money was not there.
So Brendan, how much did you actually get for the 9-dart?
Well, I actually got 5 grand for doing it, so it's a massive disappointment. But in another way, it's a thrill to actually do it. Thrill to do it.
Yeah, of course. And of course, you'll always have to name the history maker from that.
Yeah.
If I take you back, so when did you know darts was your game? When did you know? Did you make Super League? I'm starting to pick this up. Did you?
Yeah, you know, well, it was strange, you know. I was really, really good, and I never honestly believed I was going to be there. I started darts when I was about 4 or 5 years of age, because I have older brothers, 9, 10 years older than me, and they always threw darts in the house, whereas I had to play in the garage. You can't destroy the house.
Bouncing off of mirrors and walls and TVs.
That wasn't allowed, strangely enough. And obviously at 4 or 5, I couldn't reach the correct height. No. But, you know, I think I was about 10 or 11 when I actually got into the house. But I had my mates up and practicing in the garage, and I eventually moved it up the wall on the garage, you know, to higher. But once I got into the house, you know, I got to play with my brothers and that. And, you know, one of my brothers was an international, and the other was a top class club player, county player. Yeah.
So you had to stay on the board. You had to do the business.
To stay on the board in my house, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll be honest. I went to school. As soon as I had got home from school, I just ran straight to the dartboard. Yeah. You know, and just started throwing for a couple of hours, and I made the dartboard in my house my own. Yeah. And when it came to my older brothers trying to play me there after 3 or 4 years, they got fed up playing with me, so that was good. When you have internationals getting fed up playing with you when you're so young, it's a great feeling. You know, you're only 14, 15 years of age, and it's brilliant. Yeah. But you know, I always knew I was good, and I progressed. You know, I played county darts when I was 13 years of age. So
that's impressive.
I was quite good, but it ended up. I kept playing in leagues at home, and you know, I eventually then played for Northern Ireland, and you know, I vaguely stepped into the PDC now and then. Yeah. But I never felt it was for me. That it was just great to stick my face there and say I did it. Yeah. You know, I don't think I had the belief behind me, and I obviously was a member just after 2002. Yeah. I went to Vegas that year just to play, and I got beat in the last game for TV in the last 16.
Right, that's right, they done the qualifier, didn't they?
Qualifiers, yeah. My mate, Francie Miller, sponsored Peter Everson at the time. And Peter Everson was encouraging Francie, take Brendan with you. You know, and Francie always knew it was good, but he needed someone that was in the game to probably say, is he that good, really? And me and Francie and his brother Martin and Peter went over to Vegas, and we had a good time, and I actually done the best of a lot of us.
Yeah,
but not enough. But not enough.
No. So Peter, because I see the qualifiers for the World Championship. I think he entered it.
He did.
Didn't
Yes.
make it through for the qualifiers.
No, he didn't make it through.
Tiger,
the Fen Tiger, yeah. You know, way back in the 80s and early 90s, Peter was one of the world's best. He was number 2 in the world, and he's famous for giving Phil Taylor one of the biggest hidings in the match play.
Yes,
you know,
he did.
And he was superb. You know, and I remember in my early years, was it 2, 3 or 4? He got to the semi-final of the Grand Prix in Dublin, and he asked France, my mate, get Brendan up here just to soak up the atmosphere.
Yeah,
just to feel what it's like, and you know that was a massive help. But it took me a year or 2 to realise what he was doing.
Yeah.
But it was a massive help for me to realise the atmosphere, the joy of the darts, and the fun you can bring to so many people.
Yeah.
You know,
that's great. So World Championship, a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
Not the good memories from the start last year, wasn't you?
To be honest, I've got to the second round for a few years, but I've never really performed brilliant at the World Championship. I think I missed Christmas too much at home, to be honest. But you know, that's what it is. I'm playing a lot better. My performance is pretty good at the minute. As I say, I've had a couple of floater wins, and you know, now it's probably time on the biggest stage in the world to actually come alive. And you know, I've got a high seeding, which means I'll not probably get your Barneys or your James Wades, which I've got in the past in the first round. Not going to get them, but I know I will get a really good player.
Yeah, they're there for a reason.
They're there for a reason. You know, you don't get to the World Championship for nothing.
No.
And obviously, but I'm there, and I have been there this last, I don't know, 5, 6 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I know, well, there's a reason I'm there too, because I'm good.
Sure.
I'm good in my own right. So it's just about proving it at Christmas time. And you know, all's going well at the minute, and I think I'm due a good tournament.
Yeah, you're in the right place. Yeah,
I am in the right place. Mentally, I'm in the right place. You know, and darts, a lot of darts is mental.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Well, that's great. If you don't mind, Brendan, we have a guitar here, which Butlins, I believe, we will be raising money for the Butlins chosen charity, the Princess Royal Trust. If you don't mind signing that one, and giving us a couple of tunes as well.
I'm not sure about the tunes.
There we go.
No problem saying that though.
There we go. Okay, well, Brendan's signing the guitar. Don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/Tungsten Tells, and we do have a competition. If anyone knows which player has won more Players' Championships than any other, is it you, Brendan?
I'll have to admit it's not me.
Okay, so there's 30.
That's a clue.
Yeah, there's 31 left. So it's a player who's playing this weekend. Can you email into info@tungstentells.co.uk? Email in the answer. We've got 7 signed shirts. Will be signed by all the players here this weekend. So a chance of winning one of those. Brendan Dolan, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm Paul Starr. That's Brendan Dolan. That's Tungsten Tells, the sharp end of dart. Thank you for joining in.